Hi, in this video we're going to be looking at intercepts as well as continuing looking at rate of change or slope. Our first problem says the graph of linear function h passes through -3, and 3, 1 as shown. So I can see it goes through -3, 3 and 3, 1. What are the slope and y-intercepts of graph h? So to find my slope, again, we did slope from a graph 2 videos ago. We'd look at our rise over our run. My rise to get from here to here, remember we don't count this dot right here. We don't count till we move. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going up in the positive direction 4. And then we're going to run 1. Again, we don't count this one. We count once we start moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4 over 6, if you have a hard time with reducing, that's okay. Use your calculator to help you. I just typed in 4 divided by 6, and it tells me that that is 2/3. Which is not one of my slopes, so none of these are going to be the answers. So must have a typo here, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and still talk about our y-intercepts for this problem. So this is actually my slope, which means none of these are technically the correct answer. Probably these were supposed to say 2/3, but that's okay. Let's look at what our y-intercept is, though, just to get used to finding slope and finding y-intercept. And notice 2/3, if I go up 2 and over 3, up 2 and over 3, I do land on the line each time, so that is the correct slope. My y-intercept is where we cross the y-axis. So to cross the y-axis, here is my y-axis. Where am I crossing the y-axis? I'm crossing the y-axis right here at -1. So my y-intercept is equal to -1. So it would either be A or B if one of those had a correct slope. But on this one, there's technically no answer. None of the above work. Okay? All right, let's look at number 2. Linear function S, well, I'll get there and then stop. Make this a little smaller so we can see all the graphs at one time. There we go. Linear function S has an x-intercept of 5 and a y-intercept of -3. Which graph best represents F? Okay, so when I look at this one, I'm going to have an x-intercept of 5. So when I look at my x-axis, that's going to be my horizontal axis. I'm going to want to cross that horizontal axis at 5. So the horizontal axis, I'm going to want to cross it at 5. My x-axis, I want to cross it at 5. My x-axis, I want to cross it at 5. So we can see this one works and this one works, but these two are not crossing at 5. This one's crossing at 3. This one's crossing at -3. We can already eliminate A and C. So now we want to have a y-intercept of -3. So that means I'm going to want to cross my y-axis at -3. Now I've already eliminated the first two, so I know I don't have to worry about those. But down here, I want to cross at -3, and it looks like this one does. So B is my correct answer. If I look at this last one, D, I can see it's crossing up at +3, and I want to cross at -3. So B is my correct answer. All right, let's look at number 3. The graph of a linear function is shown below. What are the intercepts of the function? So again, we're going to do the same thing we did last time. My y-intercept is where I cross the y-axis. So that's going to be right here at 2, which means it's not this one, it's not this one. So I can get rid of B and C. And then my x-intercept is where I cross the x-axis, which is over here at -4. My x-intercept is at -4, so that's not going to be this one or this one. So that eliminates A and C we had already eliminated, so my correct answer must be D. Okay, so there is some practice looking at my x-intercepts and my y-intercepts and a little bit of working with slope as well. Okay, if you have any questions, make sure you're checking in with your teacher or your tutor. Thank you so much for watching.